Roman Reigns is now WWE's most over babyface, and SmackDown proved exactly why. Welcome to Allison Analysis. I'm Ben Allison, and I've analysed last night's episode of SmackDown, and here are my 5 key findings. In at number 5, Santos Escobar deserves this push. I mean, the dude has been underrated for so long. Even in NXT, he felt underrated, and then he got called up to the main roster, the heel turn happened, and it even then felt like he was underrated. His Legado del Fantasma faction is also just completely stacked, and it feels like we barely ever see them. I mean, they've got Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, 2 guys who people said a few years ago were some of the best wrestlers on the planet. But we barely see them in anything of substance on Friday Night SmackDown. But I'm so glad that Santos Escobar is finally getting a United States Championship opportunity, and it's going to be against LA Knight in LA Knight's first United States Championship feud. I cannot wait for this match, but what I will say is I really hope it's on a premium live event and not just an episode of SmackDown, because I'm sick of just seeing mid-card title matches on SmackDown or Raw in this Triple H regime. Also, a quick note before we move on. LA Knight's new theme is an absolute banger. It's basically turned it into a mid-card theme, into a main event star theme. I mean, there's only some slight changes, and also, it's not by Def Rebel, guys. Everyone's trying to blame Def Rebel. It's not even by them this time. But yeah, it just feels like this has just turned him into, really feeling like a main eventer. It fitted so perfectly when he came out last night. I think people are just complaining for the sake of complaining about this. In at number 4, either Jade Cargill or Bianca Belair need to turn heel ASAP. On SmackDown, we found out that we're clearly heading towards Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill and Naomi teaming up against the Unholy Union and Blair Davenport, but this needs to be the final time that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill team together. Because this team had so much potential, they have an awesome look, but their booking since losing those tag team titles has been just so bland, and honestly, both stars are starting to lose their momentum. This heel turn needs to happen, and it needs to happen as soon as possible so both stars don't lose any more momentum. I mean, Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair, that's a marquee feud, that's a Bad Blood feud, that could be on the Bad Blood card if they play their cards right. I think that's the move. The question is, which one of them turns heel? And that is quite a difficult one to work out. I'm kind of more heading towards Bianca Belair because we know how great of a heel she can be. But at the same time, Jade Cargill was also an awesome heel in AEW. It could go either way, but just it needs to go one of the 2 ways. In at number 3, are WWE finally caring about the tag team division once again? Because I certainly hope so. Since the tag team titles were split at WrestleMania, it feels like WWE have barely cared about their tag team division. But could the SmackDown Tag Team Tournament be a turning point? Last night it was fantastic to see 2 tag team matches, not just 2 tag team matches, but 2 great tag team matches on SmackDown. It was so refreshing to see, and we don't get to see tag team wrestling that much on SmackDown, so it was just great to see it. Of course, DIY beat Pretty Deadly, and as a Pretty Deadly fanboy, I'm still fuming about this, right? Pretty Deadly deserve the tag team championships. They are absolute top stars. But to be fair, so are DIY. Well, the Street Profits beat Grayson Waller and Austin Theory in a decision that I don't think anybody's questioning. DIY versus the Street Profits next week is going to be an absolute blast, and I am beyond hyped for it. And the fact that these 4 teams all want those tag team championships so badly and are all competing for a chance to have a shot at them, well, that really adds prestige to this tag team division and something that I hope we see keep going. I do feel like we're heading towards the Street Profits versus the Bloodline, but it is kind of funny we're just pretending Bobby Lashley never existed now. But yeah, tag team wrestling has been booked so badly in both WWE and AEW over the past few months, so hopefully this is the turning point for at least Friday Night SmackDown. In at number 2, I think a Randy Orton heel turn is finally coming. Firstly, a quick shout out to Shard because he basically completely predicted Kevin Owens being the next opponent for Cody Rhodes on yesterday's Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. But his theory inspired my theory. And my theory is this is all leading towards a Randy Orton heel turn. I think Orton is going to lose cleanly to Gunther at Bash in Berlin. And then when he gets back, he's going to be jealous at the fact that Cody hasn't offered him a championship opportunity when he offered Kevin Owens one and Orton was helping too. But not only that, I reckon Cody Rhodes could be getting involved in this Bloodline storyline. I reckon he could be helping the Usos, Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns in a potential War Games match against the new Bloodline. And I don't think Randy Orton is going to like that at all, because not only does he hate the Bloodline, but Cody's also helping out now Roman Reigns instead of giving him a title opportunity. I think this is the perfect way to introduce a heel Randy Orton and will be a perfect feud for Cody heading into the Royal Rumble. And in at number 1, they aren't going to rush this Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa storyline. The fact that Roman Reigns didn't even talk last night, he just came in, he beat everyone up and Solo ran away, it tells me all that I need to know. And that is that we're not going to see Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa for quite a while, possibly not even before the Royal Rumble. I mean, I think we can all agree it's not happening at Bash at Berlin. Bad blood is possible, but I really think that Punk versus McIntyre deserves the main event in that show. And then at War Games, I'm more inclined to say that Roman Reigns will team with the Usos, potentially Sami Zayn, and also potentially Cody Rhodes to take on the New Bloodline in a War Games match. The only thing about that is there's a lot of ground to cover between now and November, but hey, they've done it before in this Bloodline storyline. So if that does happen, I don't think we're going to see a Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa singles match until the Royal Rumble at the earliest. And I mean, they've just done a Drew McIntyre CM Punk storyline where the two didn't even touch for like 6 months. So I mean, it's entirely doable. And last night, Roman Reigns was so over and he didn't even need to talk. So why have him talk? You might as well drag this out as long as everything you're doing along the way is a significant enough step. And last night, I thought it was. It made it clear that the New Bloodline really are standing by Solo Sikoa, but Roman Reigns isn't having any of that. He beat them all up and Solo Sikoa ran away, but he ran away with the lay. Also, Roman Reigns was so over in this segment and it cannot be ignored. I mean, the guy probably is the most over babyface in the company right now, and that is crazy to say. I mean, imagine saying that to somebody a couple of years ago. Well, I mean, even 5 years ago, they would have called you crazy. But while SmackDown wasn't quite as stacked as this past Monday Night Raw was, it was still a great episode and I'm excited to see what happens next. We've clearly getting Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens at Bash in Berlin and I am excited for that. But what's going to happen with the Bloodline, it's hard to predict, but I cannot wait to see it. I'm going to be tuned in every Friday, so I will be back next Saturday to give you more Allison Analysis for Friday Night SmackDown. But what did you guys think of the show? Please let me know in the comments down below. I will be back on Tuesday to talk a little bit of Monday Night Raw, so I'll see you guys then. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much. Peace!